Okay, yeah, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Fred de Jong from Bouw in the Netherlands. A fairly large contractor, I would say. Is it around 1,500 employees or something like that? Yeah, sure, I will. Fred, you work with the realization of large non-residential construction projects, and I think by large it's above 40 million euro. And you told me that you are fairly new in the lean thinking, but actually I don't think that matters at all, because lean is a continuous journey of development, so we are all new in a sense here. So welcome to you.
Good morning to you all. Thank you for having me here. I'm trying to tell you something about lean in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, lean management is also a hot topic. A lot of people are talking about it, and very few are already practicing it. So I will tell you something how we work within BAM about lean, and I brought an example how we practice it. So, something about BAM. I'm working for BAM Bouw en Techniek. That's the construction and installation part. And we are part of the Royal BAM Group with a turnover of approximately about 7 billion. Our company BAM Bouw en Techniek consists of 8 separate regions and a turnover about 800 million with 3,000 employees. This is the map, and we are in our company is in the middle in Bunnik, and we work in the whole country, and as said, large projects up from 40 million turnover in euros. How do we work with lean within BAM? How do we implement it? We have a roadmap, as you see, and we have 5 steps to improve, and we have 9 focus areas, and the 5 steps to improve. How we get better and better in lean is we have a basic stability, applying techniques, collaboration and becoming familiar with it, and continuous improvement. The 9 areas of focus, again the basic stability, the awareness, lean techniques, leadership, very important, an engine of improvement to improve every day, a hard structure for the good working conditions, teamwork, supply chain. Further in my presentation I'll tell you something about the supply chain, and last but not least, customer value. About basic stability, we have our own management system about process management, about safety, quality, procurements and planning. That's how we work. We do all our work starting with the BAM management system. The awareness, training and coaching, individual and the company training, and we play games, as you can see with Lego. That must sound nice for you. Training how to improve on lean techniques, and how to get aware of waste. About the lean techniques we use, and we don't use that many techniques, because in my opinion you have to do the techniques you have to do them well. and not just do a lot of techniques and don't do them well. So we do lean planning, we do value stream mapping, that's about eliminating waste, 5S, mock-ups, I'll tell you later, concurrent engineering, and that's about it. We focus on that, not more. Well, some examples of the lean planning we do on site, how we do value stream mapping, 5S, we do that on site too, and concurrent engineering, most in the engineering, but also in the design with architectures and constructoral companies. About leadership, we made house rules, and exemplary behavior is very important. That's about feed forward. We try to use feed forward instead of feedback, because feedback, it already happens, and if you can be in a mode of feed forward, you can be proactive. And go to the Gemba, go to the work floor and see what happens there. Get inside the type of waste we have, and how we work together with subcontractors. So that's about leadership. We also have an engine of improvement. We introduced a Lean Ambassadors team, and the company provides improvement points. And when are we trying to improve? We do that according to a fixed structure. And the improvement teams are always led by a management team member. So how do we do it? As you can see, it's plan, do, check, act, set goals, look at the problem, find the problem, find and solve the problems, and make a plan. That's the plan. And then do, check, act, and again and again. And that's the do we have are we successful? Then it's green. Are we not? Then it's red, and we do it again. Well, we are and we work within a hard structure. There's standard working methods about this is how we work at BAM, and we are trying to give the people time and money and space to improve beside their normal work, because I hope this is familiar with you. Almost often this is your plan and this is reality, and you have to people do have to need time to get well, improve. And cultural changes are difficult because 95% of our behavior is unconscious. So it's hard work to get in lean management and to improve, and hard to see what and where is the waste. So teamwork. Now we started with ourselves for last year. BAM Utiliteitsbouw, the non-residential part of BAM, and BAM Techniek, installation group for the mechanical and electrical engineering, were separate companies, and now we are one company with one management team. We did that because we believe that integrated works, that will be the future, and we can learn a lot of from each other. So that's why we integrated that companies. And also we are looking for rehearsed and oiled teams, because success you have to maintain. That's how we work and how we try to work. The supply chain. Well, we are looking for subcontractors, and we call them preferred suppliers. For each segment, we selected a number of fixed parties, and we don't know. Ideal should be one, for example, the facades, but normally we have 2 or 3 parties for a group of preferred suppliers, and we planned a route, a supply chain route, and a 2-year program, and within those 2 years we are improving and growing together with our subcontractors, with our partners we call them nowadays, and we visit each other over and over, looking for improvement, looking for eliminating waste, etc., etc. And they are also from the beginning involved in a project. They are involved already in the tender phase. So, and this is how we look at lean management. We want to increase motivation, and we want to increase customer value. And when we are there, you're getting in a flow. It's maximum of customer value and a maximum of motivation, and we are practicing that and trying to get better on several projects, and we do that together with our partners. And for example, we take interviews on the work floor, and we take interviews with the management. Equality and transparency is needed, and we are looking forward in the future to share risk and share profit also with our partners. That would be an ideal situation. Lean techniques, 5S, daily stand, improvement meetings, lean planning, just in time. We are looking for another way of logistics on the building sites, because also in Holland logistics is very traditional, and that is one part we can improve very much. And very important, why? Always ask why. Why are you doing this? And what about the customer value? We are looking for a cost reduction by improving our internal processes and the internal processes of our subcontractors, and so we can reduce our costs and get a lower price for our customer. And we have to assure that the products and services we deliver are right, complete, and as expected by our customers. Very important. So I brought an example for you. This is about a project last year, not that not that huge, but we had that project for about 12 million euros. That was the refurbishment of De Rotterdam. It's a very huge office building, and we did the middle tower, the refurbishment of the middle tower. That's about 40,000 square meters. And when you see the result of the tender, we were 6% lower offer, and we made a profit from about 5% at the end. And we did that with our partners. They were involved in the tender, and together we made a lean planning, so eliminating waste. We looked at the staff on the site. We have one project management for ourselves, but also for our subcontractors. And we did some lean techniques together with them. And as you can see, we had a 60% lower offer. I'll go back. I'll tell you something about the project information I did, then about the mock-up we did there, and some of the lean techniques we did on the project. and the pictures of the final result. As I said, it was a refurbishment of the middle tower of De Rotterdam, also in Rotterdam. It started on realization somewhere in March 2014, and we completed in October 2014. Well, the building costs were almost 12 million. And because our customer was that much satisfied, we had 3.5 million extra work, additional work. So, why do we use a mock-up? There were 40 floors, and the 11th floor we built a mock-up exactly as it should be. And well, then you can show your customer if it's living up to his expectations. There were a lot of additional work because of that mock-up, because they found out that it was not really what they meant. So better one level than 40 levels. And before you know, the supply chain is not only with our partners, but also with our customer. He also steps in the supply chain then, only because of the showing of the design in real life, and they could test and show it to the people. To the people that should use some of the office, and also very important because we already did for one mock-up all the physical tests of sounds, of what you can ask, and we made dummies for all. We did the mock-up before we made it in hard paper and tried if it fits in the lift, in the elevator, if it fits in the elevator. So all the problems were solved in the beginning. And now the lean techniques we used, daily stand, because we had one project management for all the partners and for ourselves, and there were only foremen involved and work people involved. Concurrent engineering, and here on the corner is our customer. Within 2 meetings he was involved, so he was part of the concurrent engineering. Lean planning and improve meetings, because a lean planning in a tender phase is really different than when you start realization, because well, a lot of things occurs during realizations. That's why we have lean planning and improvement meetings every week. And about, I told you about logistics. We have a company within BAM, we call that Smart Building Logistics. And we try to find out in advance what is needed on the spot, on the floor. So we are also trying to eliminate waste with that. This is exactly for a few rooms, nothing more, nothing less. And we do that with a moving company, and they transport the materials in the evening, and in the morning at 7 o'clock the workmen are ready to go to work, and they are not waiting for each other in the elevator for transporting their materials. It's very important. Well, some pictures of the final result, and with a very satisfied customer. Questions?
Thank you very much, Fred de Jonge. This case that you presented to us about the renovation project in Rotterdam, it taps very fine into the discussion that we just had half an hour ago about changes in the plans for a project. And we didn't use the term concurrent engineering in our discussion, but actually I think that was much about what we talked about actually, that in a case like this, you need to be prepared for changes as you go along. Could you maybe elaborate a little bit on why did the budget for the renovation increase by 3.5 billion euro? Was that was due to the changed demands of your customer?
No, this additional work was about a restaurant and a community center that was not included in the project when we started it, and during the way we got it from a customer. So not about changes or failure or waste, just additional, because when you do your work once and you do it good and you increase the customer value, you get a much better relationship, and this is then what happens.
Sven?
Yes, thank you for an interesting presentation of your work. I was quite impressed with the things you have been doing. I have two questions. One is, you said you made a mock-up.
Yeah.
And mock-up can be two different things. It was obvious that you at least did one of them, is the objective is to show how the final result will be in accordance with the drawings and specifications. But another issue in making a mock-up is a first-run study, as we call it in production, where you try out the construction processes as processes, not as the outcome, in testing the outcome. Did you use that mock-up for first-run studies as well?
Well, we used the mock-up to improve our kind of work. Is there improvement possible? But mainly to show our customer what he can expect, and so he won't be disappointed, and he can make changes in advance.
Yeah, I understand. But the other part where you use it as a test bed for the way you do the work, the sequence between workers, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Not least in complicated parts of the building, such as bathrooms, toilets, or whatever. It may be, in my experience, be very useful to use it as a study of the sequence in which the work is performed, to make your own construction process more efficient. Okay. The other question was, you said logistics. In my understanding, logistics is a matter of managing flow, and you are managing flow of materials, obviously, and quite naturally, which I haven't heard about that often before, that you bring in materials by professional movers during the night. It's quite a good idea, an excellent idea, I would say.
Thank you.
And I can't understand why everybody don't do that, but that's another question. I take it these movers also took out waste and other things.
Yeah,
right.
They also do. Yeah.
But logistics in my, or at least in my lean construction understanding, is a matter of managing all the 7 flows, feeding the prerequisite or making prerequisites for the work packages. And that is flow of information, flow of space, flow of crew, flow of equipment, etc., etc.
Yeah.
It's Koskelas, Laura Koskelas' basic theory. And I think managing all the flow is could be an issue, not only the flow of materials, but also the other flows in your last planner process, in say, leading to that the look-ahead plan is a plan for your flow or plan for your logistics. Did you consider all that?
Yeah, and we do, and we do in the daily stand every morning. The logistics is part of the discussion. So in that meeting, in the daily stand, we order the materials for the night coming. So, is that what you?
Yeah, I say the morning meeting and the weekly work plan meeting is in my opinion the last evaluation. Is everything in place? Can we do this job? Is the actual work package sound, as we call it in Danish at least? But in order to make sound work packages, you have to do some preparation, and that is what the look-ahead plan in last planner is doing. Looking at the 7 flows and making sure that we have what we need in form of equipment, crew, information, etc., approvals, etc., etc., ahead of the actual carrying out the work.
I don't understand the question completely.
Okay, let us take it.
But about the logistics, we have a hub, and all the partners bring their materials to that hub, and the movers bring it in the evening. And we order the materials in the daily stand. We do in the morning. It sounds very simple, but it is simple.
Yes,
I can't help
indeed.
it.
Yes, indeed. I've done it in practice for 25 years ago. So yes, I know it's very simple, but at least to lead us to think more broadly about it. But let us continue our lunch here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Remember when you're speaking, just to present who you are, you know who Fred de Jonge is. So just to be fair, just say briefly where you're from. Jenny, you're the next.
Yeah, my name is Jenny and I'm working for NCC Sweden. I really liked your presentation, and I particularly like how you said that you were making the mock-ups for engaging the owner, so that the owner would have the ability to make changes, come with new visuals and stuff.
But also for our own process to improve and to know what we have to do and to learn what we have to do.
Yeah, and so I could actually make 2 questions now, but I will. The question that I wanted to ask was, how did you work with the owner throughout this whole process? Not only with showing the mock-up, but how did you cooperate with the owner? Was the owner a part of your sessions where you had concurrent engineering? Were they there? Did they understand your process? How did you? Because I think that's often a problem that I encountered, that it's hard to work with the owner and
when we are joining a tender in Holland, we have MV, they call that, not only the price but also a quality part, and we also have some beside the price we have to make a plan, and you get points for that, and together with the plan you can see that. So you can see this is this was our price, and this is our price with the MV score. So we get a bonus of a little bit more of 400,000 euros, and this was our plan to cooperate with the customer, and then it's also quite simple: stick to the plan.
But was the owner a part of these concurrent engineering meetings that you had? Did they understand what you were going through, so they could make the wishes according to that and comment on your problems and solve them?
And his problems are solved. So our both problems are solved in a concurrent engineering. So he was almost from the beginning there.
Nice.
And I've put you in the bottom of the list again, so you can ask your last question. Simon?
My name is Simon. I work as a contractor here in Denmark. You mentioned some improvement pop-up teams.
Yeah.
I take it that they consist of the blue-collar workers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you maybe
Well,
give?
yeah, blue collar. Yeah.
Not probably not only, but also
engineers, site managers also, but also blue collar workers. Yeah.
Good. Could you maybe give an example of an actual improvement process or a problem that has been dealt with in one of these teams, and maybe elaborate a little bit on how long a time span do you work on a specific problem? Is it a 1 week thing, or is it like a longer period? Because you mentioned you had a standardized way of conducting these improvement teams.
Well,
could you elaborate a little on that, please?
That depends on the kind of problem, but on the project de Rotterdam, for example, we calculated to remove ceiling, the ceiling for the electrical and the mechanical workers, and we calculated about 40%, and it was better for them. They could improve and increase when we removed 60%. Well, a problem like that is can be solved pretty much, for example. And you have to shovel with a budget, and one can do the work for the other. So that is a really simple problem, but most problems are simple. But we don't solve them.
I've got Christina.
Hi, my name is Christina. I wanted to ask you, because you said you were always saying lean planning. What's the difference? I mean, what do you mean with that? It's last planner. It's what do you mean with lean planning?
Well, the collaboration of the partners, and well, we used to make a planning by ourselves a few years ago and told the subcontractors what to do, and we didn't use the experience and the know-how of the partners. And when you use that, you can shorten the planning. And we have for lean planning a goal of 30% faster.
So you're
and we do that together with our partners. And people are collaborating much more better, and they take over work from each other, so you can shorten the planning. You're welcome.
And then we're back to Jannie. Nope, Jan.
Hello, my name is Jan from construction company Enemark and Petersen. Thank you for a very interesting presentation here. My question is, do we have some data of how much time do you use on the planning and how much on site? As I can see, you have used very much time on the planning, and as we saw, you are on time on this.
Yeah, well,
is it true? How do you have some data about that?
I hope I understand your question. The planning we made in the tender phase, and that's about for this project the tender phase was about 8 weeks, and from day 7, after everybody is involved, all the partners are involved in the project, we make a planning, and we do that every week to improve and to improve and to improve, and that's the basis for the planning during the realization. And in the daily stand, the planning is part of the discussion. Are we still on planning? Can we go faster? Do we have to change, etc., etc. And once in a while, a month, we make a new planning. But the basic is on the tender planning. Stick to your plan.
Okay, my question is in the startup phase. It was you use 20 days or weeks in the startup phase or something like that. That was my question.
5 days maybe.
Okay.
But very important we did in that planning was also when we had the contract, we didn't start on site. We waited for 3 months. We did the engineering, and we did the preparation for the mock-up. And after the mock-up, and when the mock-up was approved, then we started with the realization. And we started, I guess, 2 months later than normally we should do, and we increased. Instead of finishing the job in December, we finished in October.
That was what I'm in for.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
And we've got Stig.
Sten Jonge, DTU Management Engineering. You use the term partnering, not partnering, but partners. I just wanted to ask you, what is behind that term? Do you have a contract or a charter or an agreement with your partners?
Yeah, we have how do you call that? We have with a few partners. I can show you. We have a contract, and we make it specific for a project.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we had for this we have for the prefab concrete a party, for the metal stud walls, for the facades. Well, we are now one company, Bouw en Techniek, but we used we had a contract with Bouw en Techniek, and for the flooring.
Yeah. Are there any? Are there any design firms or consultants, engineering firms among your partners, or is it just suppliers or subcontractors? Are there any designers?
Well, they have, for example, for the facades, they also have engineers and designers. But and there are no suppliers; they're all subcontractors.
Yeah.
And we are visiting each other to improve and to improve. They are coming over to our place to improve our process, and we are going to theirs to improve their process. And each other, there's different subcontractors go to each other to do the same, to get better and better and better.
Yeah. Last question: do you have any incentives for your partners? Bonuses or incentives? Do you share bonuses with your partners?
Profit.
Profit. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Arnaldo?
Well, I think you already answered. I will ask sorry.
Oh.
My name is Arnaldo. When I ask you how you motivate your partners. I mean, it's a share of the profit. It's I don't know. Say good work, or how you do the motivation. Thank you.
Well, that's a process of a few years, of course, because we have to learn from each other. We have to get familiar with each other. But in the end, getting the job done every day, eliminating waste, increasing profit. So everybody get motivated by that.
Alan?
You talked about having a consolidation center somewhere where your partners deliver materials, and then each day you issue orders to what's to be delivered from the consolidation center to the project. How long did you allow your partners to hold materials in the consolidation center?
Well, that depends. Well, yeah.
So there were no rules about that?
It's not an issue for me, no.
Fine.
Not too much, because lean management is also of...
just-in-time delivery, yes.
Yeah.
No, it's just some experience with...
but you have to find out...
consolidation centres in London, some materials, that the deal was 7 days.
Okay.
The dwell time shouldn't be more than 7 days, but sometimes it got a lot longer than that, and that put stress on on the consolidation centre.
But when you are practicing lean management and you stick to your plan, every day you get the job done. So.
You're welcome to come again, Alan.
That's true at the construction site. And
Please continue.
That's true at the construction site, but I'm talking about people pushing stuff into the consolidation centre.
Yeah.
And it then getting in the way of.
But why should they do that?
Because they've manufactured it already and they don't want to store it on their premises.
Yeah, it happens, of course, but it's also a learning process. Because why should you manufacture when it's not needed? But we have to learn that, and I'm in lean management now for 3 years. I'm still at the beginning, and over 10 years I'm still at the beginning. Because we can improve every day and have to learn every day.
Any more questions, comments? No, let's give a big hand to Fred de Jonge.